as much as I hate wearing my glasses, I need to see my books. Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I am doing my mid-year book freakout tag. So, as you may have noticed, it is somehow July of 2021 and I'm not really sure how, but that's what the calendar tells me, so that's where we're at. Which means that I get to tell you which books of the, please hold, 90 books, apparently. 90? What the fuck? That I have read so far are the answers to these questions. So, I'm reading the questions off of the description in Abby from Abby of Pelinor's video, because she's lovely and gorgeous and puts them there, and I didn't quite think this through when I was started filming. But anyway, let's go. So, best book you've read so far in 2021. Look, I've read a lot of the good books already this year, so without scrolling through my entire 90, we're just going to go with the 4 that came up and that I recall and that I make incoherent sounds about. So, first things first, you know I had to mention Rinch Beko. Rinch Beko wrote The Never Tilting World, which is the first in a duology. No, I haven't read the second one yet. I'm working on it. Leave me alone. Abby, I'm channeling you. It's not a bad thing, it's just, you can tell that I binge people's videos because I start taking on characteristics. It's a thing. I do it with TV shows too, it's weird. Anyway, yeah, this one. YA fantasy with all of the queer rep, and I love it, and Rinch Beko is amazing, and you definitely need to check them out because they're just, it's amazing. But, aside from that, this book is Earth, or a planet specifically, split in two. One is scalding hot, one is freezing cold, and humans live on this nice little thing. There's twin goddesses who have children, and currently those children are trying to, you know, fix the break that apparently happened 17 years ago, and it's so good. Right, The Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, which is amazing. And speaking of Abby, you need to read this. I will reread it with you. If that'll get it, like, I will reread it happily. The second one's coming out, the cover just dropped, and it's gorgeous. But Black Sun is set in a pre-Christopher Columbus genocidal Americas. Obviously, maybe not obviously, but it is fantasy. Lots of politics, there's very large birds, and the eclipse has great meaning. So that one was phenomenal. Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter, also amazing. I definitely recommended it to one of my friends down in Rochester who picked it up and then read the sequel, which I still haven't read because there's so many books and so many sequels and I can't keep up and I need to get better, but amazing. This is, according to the author, if there was any one African peoples or culture that inspired it, it would be Xhosa. So that makes me feel really happy because I saw Xhosa elements in it. It's amazing and gorgeously well written. I will say the ending was not my super favorite, but apparently it makes all the sense in the second one, so I'm okay with that. But this takes place in a world where this people has left their homeland for reasons, namely death will come if they don't, and they have women who can summon dragons and men who can turn into big hulking, well, hulks, essentially, super soldiers. But it requires the help of women mages. It's so good. It is brutal and definitely gory, but it is so good. In case you didn't see this one coming, Winterkeep by Kristen Kishore. Obviously, I fucking love this series. Absolutely adore it. I may have 5 copies of the entire series in my house right now. It's fine. This follows Bitterblue, who is one of the characters that shows up in Graceling. And that's all I'm going to tell you because it is the 4th in this series and there's a lot of spoilers if I don't stop there. It's amazing. There's rep, there's sex positivity, there's just, it's gorgeous. And you need to read it. Start with Fire, and then Graceling, and then Bitterblue, and then this one. Like, the whole series, they're phenomenal. So, now that I've apparently just gone for 4 favorite books of the year, because that's who I am. Number 2, best sequel you've read so far in 2021. I didn't even need to bring up Graceling then. Best sequel, we're gonna put this in here. Winterkeep. Winterkeep is by far the best sequel I've read all year. It is definitely one of the best books I've read all year, and it is by far one of the best sequels I've read all year. Now, Question number 3. New release you haven't read yet but want to. New release I haven't read yet but want to. Let's see. We're going to go with Arusha and the City of Gold. This is the 4th in the Arusha series. I don't know how many books it's going to be, but this came out in April? And I haven't read it yet. I love this series. I love the Indian mythology in it. I love how Rashni Chokshi weaves it all in together and makes it funny and clever and cute and thematic. It's just gorgeous. However, because in case you haven't noticed, I have a lot of books on my TBR. This hasn't happened yet, and my July TBR is staring me in the face like death come to greet me. But here we are. I'm really dark today. That's fun. So, yeah, this one. Question number 4. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Had I filmed this pre the beginning of July, it might have very well been Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian. It is a Lady of Shalott retelling, which means it has Arthurian roots, and you know I love anything King Arthur. So that one has since come out, and I haven't read it yet because I don't own it, because I have so many books, but I only have 2 more books until I can buy a book, so I'm probably going to buy that one. And then I'm also saving up for my birthday so I can just binge and buy a whole bunch of books that I want. But as far as books that... Daughter of the Deep by Rick Riordan. Oh my god, I'm so excited about that one. It comes out in September. It is a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea retelling, and I am living for it. I am so excited about this book. I loved 20,000 Leagues more than I thought I would. Significantly more than I thought I would. So I have 3 or 4 copies of that too, because, you know, what else do I do with my life? But yes, that one comes out in September. Definitely that one. Number 5, biggest disappointment. See, I would say the 1980s books that I read, except those weren't a disappointment. I knew I wasn't going to like them. And that wasn't a disappointment. That one wasn't great. Yeah, but that one was still pretty good. Shoot skis, I don't even know. Go with The King of Swords by John Grisham, because I gave that one 1.5 stars. It was just... Look, for being written by a lawyer, it sort of, to me, glorified the unauthorized practice of law. And I still twitch when I think of practicing law without a license. Like, that would just be terrifying. I mean, it's terrifying practicing law with a license. Not that I actually practice law right now because I'm a law clerk, but that's not the point. The point is, I wanted more out of it. King of Torts sounded like something so much better than it was, but it turns out it was just fraud. That's where I'm at. So, number 6, biggest surprise. Oh, for disappointment, it could also be The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, because that one was actually shit. I think I'm gonna change my review to 2 stars, because it was bad. Biggest surprise, with A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabathir, which I gave 3 3/4 stars. So, Sky Beyond the Storm is the conclusion of the Ember and the Ashes quartet, which I did actually enjoy a lot more than I thought. Basically all of the books surprised me with how much I enjoyed them, but the 4th one I will say has definitely been my biggest surprise of the year, because a lot of the books I go into thinking, well, recognizing I'm not gonna like this because it's very much 1980s Indiana Jones meets James Bond, and therefore it's not great. Or I love this author, so I know I'm gonna like this. That kind of stuff. I've gotten pretty selective. It doesn't look like it, but I promise you I have. Oh, hello. It's my little dragon. So definitely, whatever the hell I just said. Ah yes, Sabathir. Whew. Because the premise sounded good, but not great. And so by the time I got to the 4th book, I was actually a lot more invested than I realized. I wonder if I can keep this thing on my shoulder. Can you stay there? So, favorite new author, debut, or new to you? Maybe on my other shoulder, because then you can lean in. Oh god, favorite new author, debut, or new to you? Well, I've already mentioned Rinchu Peko, because they're amazing. If you just not want to stay, fine. You can go back on the books. You guard my royal diaries, please. Thank you. favorite new author, yeah, could be Rinch Pecco, who, well, strictly speaking, no, because I did read their Wicked As You Wish. So, that doesn't work, although they are absolutely amazing. But here doesn't work because that was book number 4. I'm trying to figure out... Oh, fucking hell. These questions are hard. Why are they so hard this year? I'm gonna go with Mary Beard. I read SBQR by her this year about ancient Rome, and I actually loved her. I'd never read anything by her before, so I was pleasantly surprised. I gave it a 4.5 because it was very dense, but did enjoy it. 8, newest fictional crush. I still, again, similar to Abby, I don't understand getting a crush on a fictional character. I may enjoy them, and I love reading about them or I wouldn't continue, but I don't feel romantic feelings towards them. Newest favorite character. See, the other problem is that I have to, oh, you know what? No, sold. I know I've already mentioned this book before, but there's a blue fox in this that I fucking love. He's adorable and amazing, so him. Number 10, book that made you cry. I don't cry, so moving on. Question 11, book that made you happy. Again, Winterkeep. Winterkeep made me happy because I didn't think we were getting anything else after Bitter Blue. But we did, and we're getting a book about a hobbit, and it's amazing, and I'm so excited. So, book that made me happy. Definitely Winterkeep, just by default there. Pride and Premeditation, which I recently bought, is making me very happy just because I love the idea of a Pride and Prejudice murder mystery retelling. How to Fight a Princess by Alyssa Cole also is making me super happy, even though I haven't read it yet. I did read her first one in the Runaway Royals series, How to Catch a Queen, which was lovely, and that made me super happy, so we're gonna go with that. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year, or received. For the sake of ease, also though this cover is really freaking cool, we are going to say Other Words for Smoke by Sarah Maria Griffin, which I buddy read with Abby from Abby of Pelennor back in March. For her it was Irish Reading Month, Irish Readathon, something to do with reading Irish authors, and Sarah Maria Griffin is Irish. This is an eerie, whimsical, fantastical book, and the cover is just, there are actual words in these, so it's made out of pages, and it's so cool. I love this cover. And the last question, of course, is what books do you need to get to by the end of the year? My traditional answer is just all of them, but that's not an actual answer. So, in that regard, we will go with, I need to get to A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I need to finish the Binti series. I need to get to Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winters. I need to get to, well, that's a spider. The Never Ever Cruel World. Oh no, you don't. I don't do spiders, sir. Die, will you? Okay, I killed it. We're fine. There's been a lot of bugs this year. Anyway, yes, The Ever Cruel Kingdom by Rinch Pecco, because that is the second in the Never Tilting World duology. I want to get to Seasons of the Storm, because that's been there for a while. I want to get to the Descendants books, because I've been saying that for years. Oh, Lord almighty. I want to get to Inland by Taya Obrecht, because that's been on my TBR for a while. I mean, really, really and genuinely just pick a book I haven't read, and I want to get to that. So, at some point I will, but those are some of the ones I actually want to really get to this year. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what books you want to read by the end of the year and what books you have read so far, and if you have spiders crawling on your books, because I don't like it.